Hey Space Sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm CeeLo Agenda, and this is my Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper. We've just dealt with Ethan, the bounty hunter chasing us, at least for the moment, thanks to his drunken breakdown, and we're now trying to get the money together to cross to the Greenway, the other section of the station. Stick. And rest. We should probably be able to get the 100 cryo to cross the bridge tomorrow. Although we also need to buy food, so... Ooh, not a good set of dice rolls, it has to be said. We can get data at least, which we can sell for cryo, but that's about it. Goats, what else? Home, Tracker, Greenway. Ashton. Memphis. Right, I need to find that. Okay, yes. Let's just tally the things we need to do. Work on the ship, okay, we can just kind of do that anytime, it's not urgent. We can work at the bar, but we're not that great at it. We can just buy stuff at all these places. I mean, we can buy... I actually can't buy scrap here, which is weird, honestly. I can buy scrap from these guys, although they're not here, but when they're back I can. Tea house. I can sell data, but that's it. This is just nothing now. Oh no, this is where I need to... I'm trying to build myself a house, yeah. Right, yes, we need to work on that. Honestly, that's kind of the main thing, and helping Lem and Mina. And just saving money. Oh, and we haven't fully explored upstairs yet either. Okay, well now that Hunter is gone, there's no reason I shouldn't just get absolute piles of data, which I can sell for at least some money. I mean, it's the best use for these terrible die, because they're not... You can't use them on any risky actions, so... But I can, I mean, with the perk, it's actually a pretty solid income source, because, like... $10 cryo per data. Actually adds up fast. Yeah, I can cross over now. I'll wait for next cycle to cross over. We've used a bunch of die-up already, but... Okay, what do I want to use these on, then? We'll put one into this nonsense. Damn. Let's try to rush this. I really want to get my damn tracker disabled. Though who knows how long that's going to take, but... 13 cryo, fangs targets, okay. Oh, I need to buy food, too. Okay, and then up. And let's finish exploring the place. Nice. Did I find it? Oh, yes. Kisho capsules. Spacer sleeping berths. The only place to sleep on the hub. Hacked off a colony ship and welded to the ring, they are surprisingly expensive to rent. Damn. 60 cryo. Do I just rent it for a night if I rent this? Maybe when we have a lot more free cash. Okay, let me buy some fungus. Fantastic. And then, heck, let's use the rest to buy our way across here. Discount coming in handy, at least. A heavily tattooed spacer takes your chits and tells you to prepare. She'll be waiting at the edge for your arrival. It's green. As you step out into the passageway, someone barrels into you from behind, sending you stumbling down the corridor. You turn to see an unfamiliar spacer laden with heavy gear. She steadies herself, staring you down as if daring you to respond. Ish. She adjusts a strap on her shoulder, barely giving you a second look before setting off down the corridor. I'm sorry for her. The second spacer smiles at you apologetically. She's on a mission, and when she's on a mission, they shrug. Oh, not a problem. Peek. They smile. You're sweet. Peek! Ash stands further down the corridor, glowering at her friend. She chops the air, pointing down the corridor to whatever end she's rushing to. Peek raises their eyebrows at you. Ash, please, do you want everyone on the station to hate us? Ash hardens. They want to hate us, they can hate us. She drops her hip. I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon. Cordon? Peek gestures in your direction. See, they don't even know what you're talking about. This station isn't Hawthorne. Not everyone has to follow some corporate protocol. Ash sighs. I'm not saying they're part of the administration. She jerks her head in your direction. But I'm saying we need to get these supplies to the Briar before someone starts asking questions. So our only option is to start asking questions. The Briar? That's our ship, Peek explains. Peek, Ash rolls her eyes. What are you doing? Peek ignores her. We're with the refugees, the ones Havenage have cordoned off from entering the station. Ash interrupts. The ones that are being quarantined in makeshift vessels that barely made it to the Eye to begin with. The ones that your station administrators have called an existential risk, and that are running out of supplies while their right to safety is being debated by people with no stake in their future. She quickly looks away, annoyed at her own outburst. Peek sighs. She's right. People are trapped out there, and they turn to Ash. We understand that this is a big problem for the Eye. Hundreds of refugees and more ships turning up each cycle. They hold up a hand to stop Ash interrupting. But Ash turns away, her burning anger a palpable force in the close quarters of the corridor. They need supplies, and after everything they've been through, the quarantine isn't helping. Peek finishes. That's rough, yeah. Ash looks back at you, her fierceness fading. Peek, please. Ash gathers herself and the supplies. Ash, we need help. Just like the refugees needed us, and we need others too. They smile at her. Peek turns to you. Come find us. The climbing briars docked at the broken spoke past the Greenway and the wastes. We have a good view of the cordon, and we're keeping our distance for now. Come help us. They squeeze your hand. Ash turns to leave, and Peek follows, waving goodbye. A moment later, Ash shouts back down the corridor. Don't bother coming empty-handed. You want to help? Show us. Bring supplies or don't come at all. With that, they disappear around the corner, Ash already picking up speed as Peek calls for her to slow down. A refugee flotilla? Where are they coming from, and why now? Each time you think you begin to understand this place, something changes. Yeah, I have no idea where those guys are from. Okay, so this is the Greenway, and it is green. Okay, and there's three... Oh, okay, the Briar is all the way down there. It's a pretty large area. The Briar's all the way down here. We need Girl caps. Oh, interesting. Welcome to Episode Flux. Episode Flux is the first of 3 episodic updates to Citizen Sleeper, telling the story of the refugee flotilla which has arrived at the Eye. All 3 episodes, Flux, Refuge, and Purge, are now available. Completing the Supply Girls action will begin the episode, but be aware it's intended for late game play. Okay, I don't know when we're in the late game, to be fair, but I guess we explore these 3 areas first, right? Probably. Okay, so there's 3 areas we can look at. The Greenway, the Wild Margins, and the Wastes, which appear to be steadily more run down. There is also a commune in the middle, which is a self-sustaining community. The Greenway itself. Exploring the Greenway is unlike any other place on the Eye. Its overgrown chambers defy mapping. So we can intuit our way through with a map. Or we can just try to pick a path and go through. We'll be better at this. We are out of dice, but yeah. We'll start with that and work our way forward. The Wild Margins. Alkita seems to think Ashton is out here at the wild edge of the Greenway. Time to see if that's true. Okay, so we're really just looking for him here. Interface is probably the way to go, although we could lose a lot of energy. But, okay, we'll come back to that, too. Although that pays a lot of cryo. And oh damn. I am not good enough at Endure to even try to gather scrap out here, but the wastes, I can gather scrap. It's just a matter of not dying. We're not good enough at Endure to even try, so... Okay. We'll come back to explore the Greenway. For now, well, we have to sleep. End the cycle. Another set of not very good rolls. Okay, well, let's see. Oh yeah, we can talk to Rabia. Okay. As you approach the address Rabia gave you, a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. What's your business here? The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving a hint of the strength her implants give her. As you turn, you see the same subsidiary eyes as Rabia and Toshiro, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks. Gia, please, the sleeper is here by my invitation. At Rabia's command, the hand immediately loosens and an apologetic look replaces the scowl on Gia's face. Of course, Rabia, I'm sorry. Rabia waves her away. Don't you worry, I appreciate your protective instincts. She smiles at the enforcer. How about you head to the tambour? They have a delivery coming and they'll need some help with the lifting. Gia nods and walks away. So, Sleeper, you came. I'm glad. I was curious. Curious is good. She smiles a tight smile. You have to understand. Finding you there in Sabine's unit, I wasn't sure where we stood. There are more than a few people on the station who'd rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. I wish you no harm, genuinely, at the moment. You've really done nothing to me. I'm glad. Rabia begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways of the low end. What do you know about Yatagan? Well, you run the low end, is mostly what I know. You're a gang, yes, but you run the low end. She laughs. That sounds impressive. We run out of the low end, yes, we don't run it. People with carts push past, moving crates of supplies around the thin and winding passages. Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We're framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. She gestures around at the people in the passageway. But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the eye? A policeman? Who makes the laws here? Evenage, I guess. Yes, they like to believe so, don't they? By claiming a lineage that extends back into Erland's Union, they assume the burden of authority. But they have no authority here out past the Bright Market, where few work in their shipyard or pay for their docking berths. If you'd spent your time in the low end, maybe your opinion of us would be different. This is our place, our people. The low end was empty in Erland's time. They didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and the rotunda safe was work enough. Though the low end was reclaimed later when the refugees started arriving. Rabia meets your eye. The collapse didn't just happen here on this station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned. The moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage, some tried to hold it together, some fled. The Eye became a refuge, and Erlin, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organization disagreed, and those new arrivals weren't as simple to corral as they hoped. Rabia leads you through a small market hall, busy with small stalls and traders. Erland's Union was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable and already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yatagan is a child of that conflict, a child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future, to provide security, strength. People call us a gang, but we are a community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth I have worked to earn it. Rabia catches herself before she raises her voice any further, and you both walk in silence for a while among the smells and textures of the low end. You start to wonder if this place could be a home for you, too. Alright, where do I come into this? Rabia smiles for herself and thinks for a moment before she responds. I believe that you understand the importance of a refuge, so I also believe that you wish to help keep this place safe. She exhales quietly. For this reason, I would like you to trust me. I do not know what Sabine told you about us, but I imagine it was not good.
Not going to trust you without reservation.
I will be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of Yadigan. An ex-corporate employee, it goes against our nature. But the deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance, made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied, that was all. Here's the thing, I think Sabine... We have no evidence that they weren't doing this out of the pureness of their heart. So I don't agree with that necessarily, but I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they've made us. Yadigan has not lasted this long because it's a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. Yeah, there's the stick, huh? Who's Yannick? Yannick is one of the heads of Yadigan. They guide us. He's the newest to be elected. He's an elder. I don't trust you, really. Rabia sighs. That's your right. I only wish to explain our actions, to speak for Yadigan. You realize that Rabbi has led you in a loop, and together you both come back up a staircase to the walkway where you met. You're free to go, Sleeper. I've said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. I would protect this place with my life as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. She turns back. However, if you too wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish, and there will be tasks for you to complete. You'll be able to see Yadigan, to see the low end, with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, she pauses to consider her words. I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story, that make up the low end. Okay. Another drive. They're really piling up again. Oh, I see. Okay, so we got Engager into it. So we can patrol the board. Yet again, perform many roles, from protection to logistics and everything in between. You never know what you may have to face on a patrol. Or, if I engage, I can get scrap, which is nice. Yet again, operates on an in-kind basis, you're told, and tithes of goods or services must be collected in exchange for protection and administration. Scrap is nice. Okay. I'm gonna push this to its conclusion. Let's get this done. Shortcuts across a bridgeway means 3 happy customers and 3 big tips. You start to understand the makeshift unit markings. 14 cryo even. Or 17 cryo. Feng, how are we doing here? Sleeper! You see Feng coming up the corridors. You step out of Mingy's. The kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. Comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. I don't have long. Take these. Feng palms you a couple of those metal thumbnail-sized drives. Ripper worms. My sleep's been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezes your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now we nail those snakes. What do we do? Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols on both of them, you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot the Ripper worms in those ports, 1 each. They'll feed me anything and everything stored on Hardin's shadow network. He smiles. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Min-Gi. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Feng is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell, and is gone. You run your fingers up the tiny Ripper worm drives in your pocket and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Feng for this little excursion. Time to slot some worms. Okay. I think my highest priority is actually to finish this damn house. What are we looking at virtually speaking then? Hardened agents, yes. This is just a standard Yadigan agent, yeah. Hardened agents. What do I need for them? Ooh, a 5 or a 3? If you remember the guy who lived here, he didn't tip. Time for him to see the consequences. Don't fuck with your kelp delivery driver, people. They might hack you. Ugh. 6 or a 4. Okay. Before I do that, let me see... Can I... Oh, I have to cross physically before I can see that. But I think there's probably... stuff to hack over here, too. Oh, not yet, apparently. Oh, wait. Yes. Oh, yes, right. I have to put in my, cipher. The entire Greenway is locked down, shrouded in a dark cloud of shifting currents. What is happening here? cipher burns away as it's slotted, the data sparking like a lit touch paper. What has been unlocked? The Greenway roils beneath you like a silt-choked river. If what Navigator said was true, then no one has access to these networks since the collapse. The Hunter and Killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that the bit rot has set in, the entropy of systems reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway on this entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, then you're falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness. You're spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's not that the Greenway was hiding in the darkness. It's made of darkness. It's filled by this substance, this process, this swarm. Now you're among it, you notice that a swarm is exactly what it is. 1 billion individuals moving in a flow. There's no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points, shifting configuration endlessly. Then you see them, a figure turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push closer through the storm. They're facing away, at least you think so. They're so fractured, so overgrown that it's hard to tell. Even from this distance, you can see their flesh is moving, flowing. Gardener, ingrown farm administrator. You watch silent as they stop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. Then they move away, go a little further, and repeat the process, as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It's cold, but it thrums with energy. You look towards the path of the figure, but they are long gone. When you blink out of the cloud, back to the leaves and the dappled light of the Greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. A physical seed? Because that shouldn't be possible. But okay. Yeah, that's it for the virtual space on this side. Fair enough. We will start exploring that, but first, what else did I have to do over here? Let's cross some stuff off. Let's help Lemon Meat out. Nice. She's asleep, whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You're perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asks Lem, producing a worn-looking bottle of Burol from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly. Clearly he's been desperate to tell you all cycle. I knew it, Lem. Lem holds up his drink. You did get there first, friend, I'll give you that. He looks away. Seriously, though, couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little Beanie back here. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much of her these past cycles. Hey, she's doing great, Lem. Of course she is. He playfully squeezes your shoulder. She talks about you a lot, you know. Draws you. I'm glad she has a friend that isn't me. His eyes drift to the bedroom door. You okay, man? She nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off of a refugee shuttle out by one of Ember's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshes the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway here. Everyone's spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapon locker. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me, still clinging to her. He takes a drink. Still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you know. You understand? We were private military, hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. But once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. You saved her. I'm gonna sound like an idiot now, but he sighs. She saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit, its stained plastic plating and flickering lights. Me, I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she'd lost, but I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in a draw, Sleeper? What then? The side reel will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? You'll make it, Lem. Sorry, I know you don't have anything better. He looks at his cup and pushes it away down the bar. This is a celebration, right? Both of us on the team now, both of us in with a chance. Exactly. Imagine, all three of us riding the sidereal horizon out of here, to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast. He laughs. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. See you around, Lem. All right, then. He catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it. For both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out into the dark of the walkway with thoughts of little Mina in your mind. Aww. I got the good robot achievement. Hell yes. Okay, I'm gonna go for the +3 on engineering. We might even probably still not good enough for us to do work with this poor die, but it's good enough to give us a chance. Sorry, it's +2. 3 points it costs. Okay, what do I want to do then with this data? Let's see here. House, yes, but we don't have any scrap. Oh, gardener's seat. I need to find a place to plant this. Okay. Build a house, yes. Disable tracker, yes. I do want to explore the Greenway, but we're not there yet. Ashton, yes. Oh yes, hacking Hardin's network. It mostly comes down, we should try to explore the Greenway. And save up another 100 credits that I can buy into that business, or maybe just get scammed. But I'm guessing that I'm gonna need a little better than this. Well, worst case I lose energy, we'll take a shot at it. Oof. You clear your slate over and over, unable to mark out even the basic layers of the Greenway. You decide you're too tired and give up. Rough. Okay, well. Back to this side, we'll just do some hacking or something. I mean, I don't think the ones are going to be good for anything else, so... I mean, data's always worth at least 10. Well, in fact, with the double perk, it's worth 20, effectively, which is pretty decent. So yeah. So, I guess our priorities are hack Hardin's network and explore the Greenway, and maybe get into Bliss's business too, but, oh, and fix our house. We have a lot of priorities, but, as far as big actionable things, hack Hardin's network, then explore the Greenway, and then we can buy into Bliss's business and get some scrap too. I can't look at my character now, but interesting. I really can't. And we should have a perk where engineering actions give us scrap sometimes. I'm pretty sure we do, but we haven't gotten lucky enough to roll it in a while. So we should keep an eye on when these guys come back. We might need to buy some scrap. I don't think it was that outrageously priced, and we only need 3. Anyway, though, okay, let me sleep once more, and I'm gonna leave it there for today. So, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And have a nice day, sailors. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.